Today we're going to make chocolate mousse. Some of you already guessed that. And we're also going to make a fruit salsa. So before we get started, I got some things to show you about your mousse. One way that you're going to make mousse is you are going to use a bowl and you're going to use a whisk, and I'm going to demonstrate how to do that. Does anybody know what the main ingredient of your mousse is? Do you know what it is?
Whipped cream.
It is whipped cream. Well, actually, is it like completely whipped?
No.
No, it's more like a liquid, right? I'll show you what that looks like in a second. But when you whip the cream, you take the cream, put it in your bowl, and I'm just going to show you the motion with my hand, and then I'll show you with the cream. But see how I'm holding the whisk? It's really important. It's important that you don't hold the whisk this way, because that's more of a stir, and we're not going to stir today. We're going to whisk. So your fist goes like this. Your thumb should be pointing down towards, the tip of the whisk. And then you're going to move your wrist like this. So instead of going like this, very good, I see some of you practicing already. Instead of going that, you're going to go like this. And you can do this with scrambled eggs. If you're scrambling eggs and you only have a fork, you don't have a whisk, you can take your fork and you're just going to hold it the same way. This is the motion of your wrist. See my wrist? Again, I'm not going like that. That's a stir. I'm doing a whisk. I'm whisking. You all say whisking?
Whisking.
Whisking. Very good. Okay. So let me show you that with the cream. Let me get the cream out of my cooler here. Okay. So this is called whipping cream. It's not whipped yet. It's whipping cream though. This is what you use for making whipped cream or chocolate mousse.
Or butter.
So, very good. That is true. I was going to ask that later, so you're already told the answer to my question. Okay, so we're going to measure, today you're going to measure 2 cups of the cream. And I want you to see how thick it is.
Oh, wow.
You wouldn't use this on milk, on cereal because it's so thick. You would use regular milk, right? But it's supposed to be thick. Regular milk does not work for making whipped cream. You have to have this kind of cream. Pour that in my bowl, right? 1 cup. And do another cup. Then remember the motion I showed you. I'm going to hold my bowl pretty steady. And then I'm going to whip this. And what we're going to do today, you're going to get to whip it by hand. You could use a mixer if you have one at home. If you don't have one, you simply do it this way. Everyone's going to get a turn at each table. Each team's going to get a turn whipping their own cream and making their own whipped cream. And we're going to take a turn. Each child will do 2 minutes apiece, okay? And this is the movement you want to do. This is the way you want to do it. And as we do that, as each child gets a turn, 2 minutes each, by the end of it, we should have whipped cream. Okay? Now, when somebody said, who was that said the butter answer before I even asked the question? Okay, in order for you to make butter out of this, instead of 2 minutes, you would have to go about 3 to 4 minutes each kid. So it would take you longer to make butter, okay? And I will demonstrate how to make butter while you're all doing the whipped cream. Okay, so that's one thing that we're going to do. The other thing that you're going to do with your chocolate mousse, once we make the whipped cream, we have to melt some chocolate and add the chocolate. And then we fold in the chocolate. I'll show you how to do that once we get to that step. But we're going to make parfaits today with your chocolate mousse.
Yeah. What are parfaits?
That's so exciting, guys.
Woo!
Parfaits, it's a really cool dessert. You can use mousse, you can use whipped cream instead. You could use yogurt, or you could use pudding, whatever you want to use to make your own parfait. But a parfait are layers of different ingredients to make like one nice dessert. And you can use fruit, and we're going to make a fruit salsa today to go with the parfait. You put like the fruit on top. You can make your parfait however you want. You can layer it with the fruit on the bottom if you want. You can layer with the fruit in the middle, the mousse on top, however you want to do it. Yes, my dear, you have a question? You can have the fruit salsa on the side if you're not going to put it into your parfait. That's totally up to you because it's your parfait. Okay? So with your parfait, I have cookies. You can use cookies, you can use brownies, you can use whatever you wanted. We don't have brownies today. Don't get too excited about that. And then can I have someone's rolling pin on the table? Can I have that rolling pin? them in pieces. We don't want to put a whole cookie in the parfait, right? We want to put like crumbs. So you just take your rolling pin, and you're just gonna, it's a little hard at first, but that's okay.
But I know what you don't
Just gonna kind of start
I know what you
rolling the cookies in the bag. Not too hard, we don't bang, because that's gonna puncture holes in the bag, and then you have a mess. So we're just gonna kind of, good to stand up and roll over it when you get to this part. So that's about how you want it to look, crushed up cookies. So we have chocolate, we have vanilla, you can do whatever you want at home when you make your own parfait. Okay, and so once we get, 1, 2, 3, eyes on me.
1, 2, eyes on you.
Very good. Once we get to that part and we start layering, I'll tell you how much you want to put. Do you want to put like only like half a cup? Do you want to fill this halfway up with just cookies?
No.
No, that would be too much. So I'll show you, like you'd want to do maybe this much of one layer and this much of another. So you have multiple layers and then this much of another. I like my mousse to go in the center. Put the mousse and then maybe finish with a little mousse on top. Put the mousse on top, then you just have like all cookie beneath it, and that's kind of too much cookie for me. Yes, my dear. Both as in what? Both of what? I'm sorry? Both?
Like do both of the cookies.
Oh, both flavors. Yes, you can do both flavors. Yeah, very good. Okay, so that's one thing we're making today. Now let me talk to you about the fruit salsa.
Yeah.
So I want to show you what this is. Does anybody know what this is?
Pineapple.
Pineapple.
SpongeBob's house.
That what?
SpongeBob's house.
It's a pineapple? Okay.
Yeah, his house is pineapple. Yeah.
So we're going to use fresh pineapple. We're going to dice it. I'm going to pour it for you. I'm going to show you how to do that.
Banana.
What do we have?
Banana.
Right? And then you can use whatever fruit you want. But we have peaches.
I love peaches.
And then we have, for some red color, remember I told you about the rainbow of colors? Strawberries. Very good. Okay. 1, 2, 3, eyes on me.
1, 2, eyes on you.
Now, when you do a pineapple, which really you're going to let, at this point, you're going to let your mom or dad do the pineapple. I'm just going to demonstrate. But you can teach them, you can tell them if they don't know. Okay, we're going to cut off the top of the pineapple. Whenever you're cutting something, you're always holding it really still. You don't want it to like rock and roll around because you could accidentally cut yourself.
Don't hold your hand near the knife because I learned that the hard way.
Yeah, did you cut yourself?
Stitches.
Yeah, stitches too? Wow, that's a cut. Okay, so
I
we're
got-
just going to cut the top of the
I got-
pineapple.
All right, hand down, hand down.
It was with a kid's knife.
It's with a kid's knife.
Yeah.
See, there's your top of your pineapple. By the way, pineapple is very high in vitamin C. It's very, very healthy for you. Good for your skin.
And sweet.
Very good for your skin.
Guys,
Please keep your voices down.
Okay, then I'm going to cut the bottom of the pineapple just to get the bottom off of it. So you can tell your parents to cut the top first and then the bottom.
What happens if you get
Take
the
that.
bottom and the top? That isn't.
Well, check it out. The reason why I took that off is now it's nice and flat and it's not going to roll around on me. So now I can keep it still and I can cut off these sides. So you would not want this on
That's
your
like
pineapple,
sharp.
so we're going to cut this off.
That's like sharp.
And we're going to use the inside, see? Take that off. Just going to use the inside part, the flesh or the meaty part. And does anybody remember the word we used the other day for large and then medium and then small? There's 3 words, large, medium, and then small when we're cutting things. Jordan, what's the large?
Chop,
Chop.
dice,
Nice.
mince.
And mince, very good. All right, so today we're going to dice. So what size is that going to be? Hold up your fingers. I showed you the other day. What size is the dice? Very good. Very good. That's right. So a dice is right. Remember, that's the medium size. The mince is teeny, teeny, so you don't want that. So a fruit salsa, by the way, fruit salsa, you can eat by yourself, or you can put it in your parfait, but if you want to have it on the side, or you can eat it at home with chips. So that's another recipe
Jordan.
with
Can you back up a little bit?
chips. You can do. Not
Thank you.
chips, whatever. Okay, so we have our vitamin C from our pineapple, which is nice and healthy, good for your skin. Like I said, does anybody know what bananas are good for? They're healthy too.
Vitamin A.
Vitamin A, no.
Vitamin
Carrots.
B.
Carrots are vitamin A, okay?
Vitamin B.
Your hand's not up. Yes, my dear.
Vitamin D.
Vitamin D, no, that would be like
Vitamin B.
No.
Vitamin C. E.
No, let me just tell you. Good guesses. You know your vitamins though. Vitamin D, vitamin C. Do you know? This isn't a vitamin. It's something that's
Calcium. Iron.
What?
Calcium.
Close. Potassium. Can everybody say potassium?
Potassium.
And potassium is really good for your muscles. So you know how guys like to run around a lot? Yeah, this will give you extra strength in your muscles to run around.
I'm extra.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and we'll get ready to dice that up. We'll dice up a banana. Can I have one kid from each